welcome to day 31 of Move for Mind. It's the very last day, so congratulations if you've been working through me through all of this, and congratulations if you've just been dipping in and out. Either way, happy yogaing. We're going to begin straight and downward facing dog today. So planting the hands, bringing the feet back, and keeping a nice deep bend in the knees here to start, maybe just taking that pedaling motion through the knees. Really pushing into the hands to send the hips away. Inhale high onto the balls of the feet, really sending those hips up and back to tilt the tailbone skyward. And maybe allowing the hips, well not the hips, the heels to lower towards the ground. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more like this, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Starting to bring your body into stillness and finding your stability, your grounding in this downward facing dog. And inhale to look towards your hands, bringing the right palm to the centre of the mat. Then bringing the left hand around the outside of the right calf. And using this traction, this grip of the left hand on the leg, to look up and underneath the right armpit. Keeping your hips stable here. Inhale. Exhale, coming back to centre. Bringing that left hand to the middle of the mat. As you inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bringing the right hand underneath the body to take a hold of the outside of the left calf, maybe bringing the gaze underneath the left armpit. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, unraveling, coming back to a regular downward facing dog, pushing in the hands into the ground. The next inhale, coming high onto the balls of the feet, rippling the spine forward to find your high plank. Bringing the knees down, the chin and the chest come to the ground as the elbows stay in towards the ribs. Inhale to peel the chest forward, finding your cobra. Exhale, coming back into downward facing dog. Coming into a cross-body balance now. Don't let that put you off. You've got this. I know you've got this. So really rooting the right hand down and the left foot down. Maybe the left fingers start to come away from the mat as the right toes come away from the mat. Maybe you start to extend the right leg and the left arm further away. Really feeling that line of electricity, that line of energy between the left fingertips and the right toes. Using the stability of the left leg and the right hand onto the mat. Keep your gaze steady on one point in front. Inhale. Exhale, lowering left hand and right foot, downward facing dog. Or take a child's pose in between these if you wish. Come back to your breath. Let the nervous system calm down. Taking the opposite cross. So really rooting the left hand and right foot down into the mat. Feeling that connection with the ground. And maybe bringing the right fingertips away as the left leg lifts, belly to spine. Find that grounding, that root, that stability through the left hand and the right leg, keeping the hips square if you can. Inhale. Exhale, planting right hand and left foot. Downward facing dog. Inhale high onto the balls of the feet, rippling forward with the spine to find your high plank. Lowering the knees, the chin and the chest to the ground as elbows stay in. Inhale is your low cobra. Exhale, coming back to downward facing dog. Finding your breath. Really treating this posture as a pause in the flow, as an opportunity to reset, to rebalance, to restabilize. To re-find your breath. Inhaling, the right leg lifts. High on the ball of the left toes as right knee comes to the nose. Planting right foot in between the hands, lowering left knee down. Inhale, both arms up to find your low lunge. Anjanasana. Exhale, bringing hands down to the mat as you come into a runner's lunge, high on the ball of that left foot. Planting left hand down as inhale, the right arm lifts, taking a twisted lunge. Coming onto the outside edge of both feet, taking a super twisty lunge. Then either bringing that right foot halfway back or all the way back to find your side plank. Staying here for a breath as you lift the hips up a little bit higher. Maybe gaze goes up to those fingertips. If you do want to find a variation here, maybe bringing that left foot into tree. Maybe you have the full Vrikshasana, lifting, taking the bind around the big toes. Inhale. Exhale to release. Then bringing the right hand to the mat as you lower the left forearm down. I quite like to keep my hand parallel with the top of the mat, or even taking a slight diagonal here, finding a forearm side plank. You can bring your right hand to the waist, and we're going to take some pulses here. So lifting the hips up and down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to high plank. Whew. Hello, side body. Inhale, finding your activation in this pose. Exhale, either bringing the knees down or maybe coming through your full chaturanga. Inhale is upward dog. Exhale is downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here, so taking a child's pose if you need. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 1. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale to come high on the balls of the feet, taking a deep bend in the knees, look between the palms, and coming to making your way to seated. Bringing the arms up, and slowly lowering with control all the way down to the mat. Walking the feet in towards the body, palms either side of the body. Coming through a few hip lifts here, so maybe being able to tickle the heels with the fingertips, but don't worry if your hands don't reach that far. And inhale, lifting the lower back, the middle back and the upper back to find your bridge. And exhale, just lowering the hips about halfway down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and lowering the hips all the way down to the ground. I'm going to come through a side body exercise, which is called penguins. So inhale, lifting the shoulders and the head away from the mat, arms along either side of the body. And then you're just going to bring your hands to touch your shins. So quite quick, tap, 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 kind of like a metronome. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're not done. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Releasing down. Hello, side body. Taking a deep breath. Coming back to your breath. both knees in, crossing the ankles, and either rolling to one side or rocking and rolling the length of the spine, planting the hands, either stepping straight back to downward facing dog or making your way through your vinyasa. Because we gotta do the other side. Inhale, the left leg lifts high on the ball of the right toes as you bring the left knee to the nose. Planting left foot in between the hands, lowering right knee down. Inhale, both arms lift, finding your low lunge and Jnanasana. Exhale, planting the fingertips onto the floor, tucking those back toes under and finding your runner's lunge. So lifting that right knee away from the floor. You should not be collapsing your torso down into that left leg. Inhale. Exhale, planting the right hand down as inhaling, the left arm lifts up to the ceiling, finding a twisted lunge. Keeping that bend into the right knee, left knee rather, right leg is straight. Then coming onto the outside edge of both feet, finding a super twisty lunge. Nice stretch for the IT band. Inhale. Then exhale, either stepping the left foot halfway back or all the way back to find your Vrikshasana, your side plank, maybe taking tree as a variation, maybe lifting the leg as a variation, left leg, or maybe taking the bind of the fingers around the left toe to take the full side plank. Staying with your breath. Inhale. Exhale to release. Making our way into a forearm plank, so bringing the left hand down, bringing the right forearm either diagonal to the top of the mat, or you can take it parallel to the top of the mat, whatever feels good for you. Left hand can come to the waist, it can come behind the head, it can come up to the ceiling. Lifting the hips first, keeping the core strong and engaged. And starting to take those dips, so lowering the hips about halfway down and then lifting back up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bringing left hand to the mat, coming back to find your high plank. Either bringing knees down, making your way straight back to downward dog, or coming through that vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, high onto the balls of the feet, taking a deep bend in the knees, look between the palms. And making your way to come all the way down with control to lying back onto the ground. Bringing palms facing down, just tickling the heels. Inhale to prepare. Exhale. Inhale, slowly lifting the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back away from the mat. Finding a bridge. And instead of taking the hips this time, either staying here holding your bridge, maybe interlacing the hands beneath the back, or bringing that right knee in towards the chest, maybe right leg extends. You can stay here, or starting to lower that right knee in line with the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. For 3, for 2, for 1. Rebending the right knee, planting right foot onto the ground. Inhale and exhale. Inhale the left knee into the chest, extending the left leg up to the ceiling if it feels good, or just keeping that knee bent, keeping the hips stable, or coming through those drops. So keeping the foot flexed, bringing the knees in line with each other. Inhale, extending to the sky. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point to the left. Exhale, flex and lower. For 3, for 2, keeping the hips high. For 1, rebending the knee, placing the foot on the ground. And then slowly lowering back all the way down to the mat. Coming back into those penguins. So imprinting all of the spine onto the ground. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up away from the ground. Maybe bringing your gaze just between your knees, planting feet on the ground, and then bringing left hand to touch the left shin, to the right, to the left. That's 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're at 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you made it to 50. Lowering the back down. Thank you, side body and core. Weren't expecting that today, were you? Hugging knees into the chest. Taking that gentle rock from side to side. And any way you like, either rolling to one side or rocking and rolling up the length of the spine. Rolling over the knees to come into a kneeling position. So tucking the toes under, sitting onto the heels. Bringing the spine long, shoulders down and away from the ears. Coming through a few camel swings, and then we're going to work into full camel. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, bringing the right hand behind the right foot. Exhale. Inhale, the left arm lifts, sending the hips to the front of the room. Gaze goes up underneath the arm. Exhale, bringing the left arm all around. Left hand about a foot in front, behind the left foot. Inhale, right arm comes up and over. Exhale, bringing that right hand round. So really just taking this in your own breath, in your own time. You don't need to follow me for these. Just moving with the pace of your own body. This is one of my favourite things to do in the morning. So one more on each side. To the right, to the left, to the left. Whee. Coming back into centre. You can untuck the toes for a minute here. Maybe coming to a moment of stillness, hands onto the thighs. Coming through one round of camel. So tucking the toes under, you can keep them untucked if that's in your practice. Bringing hands to the sacrum, to the lower back. Fingertips can be facing down, or you can turn the fingertips up, yogi's choice. Inhale to open up through the chest, and then encouraging your hips to move forward with the hands onto the sacrum. Bringing the shoulder blades together as you start to take that back bend. Maybe the head goes back. Maybe you stay here supporting the spine. Maybe you bring the right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the left heel rather, and re-pushing with the hands down to send your hips forward as the head comes back. You do not have to take your head back if it doesn't feel good, but try not to twist coming in and out of this pose, so moving forward and backward rather than twisting. Make sure you're still breathing, staying with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Then coming out as you came in, bringing the hands to the sacrum first to support the lower back as you ease yourself up. Bringing the seat down to the heels, palms to the thighs. You can come into a child's pose here if you prefer. Now it's not uncommon to feel quite dizzy coming out of this posture. So if you are feeling that, it is totally normal. If it's getting too much, you can always come down into Shavasana, lying on your back. If you can stay seated though, I would recommend staying seated. And make sure you're breathing. Bringing hands down to the mat, crossing the ankles to sit back onto the heels. We're going to come through a cheeky boat pose before we make our way to the mat. So finding your grounding on your sitting bones, bringing palms behind the thighs, bringing the weight back, coming onto the tippy toes. Now maybe you stay here. If this is where you are, this is a real strong posture, you can stay here. Maybe you bring one leg up. Maybe you bring the other leg up. Maybe you stay here. Maybe the arms come out in front. Maybe the feet come out. Now if you do want to come with me, we're going to take some twists, bringing the hands into prayer. Inhale, exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, centre. Exhale, left. Inhale, centre. Exhale, right. Inhale, centre. Exhale, left. Inhale, centre. One more time. Inhale, right. Exhale, centre. Inhale, left. Exhale, centre. Bringing the feet down. Bringing the chest forward. Bringing the hands out when you're ready. Coming all the way down to lying onto your back. Now we're going to come through a couple of back bends. We've done quite a lot for our back today, so if you do want to come into a more restorative option, grab your brick, bringing the brick on whichever height is right for your back, underneath the lower back, underneath that sacrum point, so it's that big bone at the base of your spine, and you can chill out there for as long as you want. Literally, it's something I would do all day if I could. Sometimes I do. Otherwise, coming through all one bridge, and then I'll give you the option to come up into wheel. So tickling the back of the heels if that's where your arms reach. If they don't worry about it. Pressing arms either side of the mat, bringing up the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back, finding your bridge. Either staying here or interlacing the hands underneath the back, walking the shoulder blades under. Now if you find you're bending your elbows here, come back and out, bringing the hands either side of the body. Please do not turn your head to look at me whilst you're in this posture. Come out and look, and then try again. So pressing your head down into the ground, so you don't want any crunching with the neck. Pressing feet down equally. The knees are pointing straight ahead, so notice if your knees are coming out, bringing them in line with your hips. Staying with your breath. If you're on the block, stay on the block. If you're not, releasing the hands and slowly bringing the body back down. Maybe bringing knees in towards each other, bringing the feet to the edges of the mat. We're going to come through one more round here. So if you want to stay with that bridge, you can repeat the bridge, or if you do want to come through wheel, bringing the hands so that the fingertips are pointing towards the shoulders, elbows are going up towards the ceiling, rooting the feet into the ground, and like we're coming up into bridge, inhale, bringing the pelvis and the lower back up as you push into your hands to bring the crown of the head to the floor. Do not do this with a hat on because you will lose it. And then maybe pushing yourself all the way up to find your wheel. You can come high onto the balls of the feet here, maybe walking the feet in towards the hands and really bringing your chest through your arms here. Gaze can go down towards the space between your hands. Stay with your breath. Keeping your nervous system calm. Finding the back bend. Staying here for 5 breaths, or coming out of it when you need to. To come out, bringing the chin to the chest, lowering yourself nice and gradually to bring all of the spine down onto the ground. Wheel. Coming out of your bridge if you've been in your bridge. Coming off the block if you've been on your block. Hugging, bringing the knees together, sending the feet wide. Maybe closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. down, hugging both knees in towards the chest. Feeling that decompression of the spine. Bringing left leg long on the mat. Right arm out into a T as you guide the right knee across the body. Gaze goes out over right fingertips. Taking your twist. Keeping both shoulders on the mat if you can. It doesn't matter if that right knee is away from the floor. Inhale, coming back into centre, hugging both knees in and sending that right knee long as the left hand comes out into a T and you guide that left knee across the chest. Gaze goes out over left fingertips. Keeping both shoulders down. Letting the body calm down. Back bends are very invigorating, so you might feel sparkly today. Inhale, bringing both knees into chest, hugging the knees in, maybe bringing the forehead to the knees to take one last final squeeze. And releasing the body down to the mat, feet coming to the corners of the mat, or keeping the knees bent here if you've got a bit of sensation going on in your back. Palms turning up to the sky as you roll the shoulder blades underneath. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more like this, in through the nose. Let and out through the mouth. Go. Allowing your body to become heavy. And allowing your breath to cleanse any energy that is not serving you. Allowing anything that is not serving you to be drawn out and away from the body, away from the mat, away from you. So taking as much time here as you need, really allowing yourself that treat of stillness, that treat of calm, of relaxation, of quiet. But I will leave you here. Thank you so much for your energy, for your time, for your practice, for your patience today. And thank you for joining me throughout this series. It's been a pleasure. And I will maybe see you another time on the mat. Namaste.